That's been happening a lot lately.
Not a good sign.
No.
Perhaps it needs to be lit. Yeah.
Get the word out. Now we'll see how many people show up on Thursday.
I only got a couple of responses.
It's funny because when I look at you, you're looking away. But
Maybe.
you can turn like on one of your mics. Can you hear us, Mike?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Somebody do them.
They did sign that doorbell.
We're just waiting for somebody else.
Waiting for Gene. And Mike. The other Mike. The other Mike.
So Mike Thomas is supposed to be here?
Yeah.
3 mics in a row.
Yeah. Not yet.
We're gonna have to give them nicknames.
Well, we got different last name initials, so that.
The 3 M's.
Yeah.
Right.
When we did the cure.
Yeah.
That was already Eminem once.
Yeah.
And Mike Wallace and Mike.
Yeah.
What's his name? The lawyer.
Wow, that was freaky.
But
Was that a possum that ran across the screen?
That was Jill.
that was Jill.
Oh, that was the top of Jill's head. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No, when I went to high school, there was, well, you know, there were like 7 different Jennifers in my class. That was the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, how do you keep track of how many different Jens there were?
I had one year, she had, in second grade, she had 3.
I text Mike
30s in
Thomas.
Missouri, all in her class.
Yeah.
And she said in the principal. Be the same day.
In a meeting, gotta call you back. Kyle was saying that.
You've been saying it all day.
I know, I have, haven't I?
I'll leave it to see.
Call you back, in a meeting.
I think he
We
knows.
get this thing on the road here?
We don't have enough for quorum.
We do. Oh, who do we need? Oh, we need,
Park board members.
You don't
yeah,
want to
we
say
need
it.
Mike and,
We,
Mike and Jamie.
we need either Jamie or Mike Thomas.
I can't be on the park board. Dang
I just text Mike, but he hasn't texted me back yet.
Voices. Unless that's Sam.
Yay! All right.
I had handcuffs talking to me.
You gotta tell him to quit talking to you, Mike.
I told him I had to go, and he kept
You were being restrained by
the cops. So who's the boss? Jill or the cops?
The mayor.
Well, I didn't know he was serious. Okay, I'm here.
Okay,
now. Call meeting to order at 6:05. Minutes, guys, read over the minutes, Mike.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from 3/8/22.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Secretary's report.
Before we go any further, I'm not gonna be your secretary anymore. It's gonna be Shelley.
Oh, hi, Sally.
So,
What are you doing here?
I'm your city treasurer now,
Oh, yeah.
so. So we're passing stuff on.
Oh,
So Steve is going to go ahead and swear in Shelley,
ah,
and then she will be your new voting person.
Do we do
I'm
that-
just running this part.
do we do that right now?
Yeah.
Stay right there. So we gotta
Who's
go.
on the computer?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Fisher.
The whole club office. Can you see us over there? Can't see
Yeah.
me. Scoot over a little bit.
Got a talking microphone.
I know, Mike's right here.
No, he's right there.
No, he's right there.
And he's
You
right
got
there.
another mic on the screen. Okay, raise your right hand. I, Shelley Allen,
I, Shelley Allen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support
or affirm that I will support
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Washington,
and the state of Washington,
and the ordinances of the city of Toledo,
and the ordinance of the city of Toledo,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully,
and impartially perform
impartially, and perform
and discharge the duties
and discharge the duties
of the position
of the position
of Park Board Secretary
of Park Board Secretary
for the city of Toledo,
for the city of Toledo,
Lewis County, Washington.
Lewis County, Washington.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
they open up the champagne.
Okay.
All right.
So, secretary report, park is now open. April, we had 2 kitchen rentals, and for May, we have 1 so far for the kitchen. It looks like for June and July, kitchen rentals are pretty much rented out every weekend, which is wonderful. We also have had a couple RV camp stays overnight last couple weekends, not in a row, but just here and there. So that's wonderful. April, we had a park cleanup day. We had 7 high schoolers and some of their parents came out to help pick up sticks and move the chips around the play area. We received a grant called Loss Control Grant. We purchased with that grant was the playground
5R.
fiber. That's the chips that goes. That was $1,669.01. And we also had Paul's Tree Service come out and take out dead and dangerous limbs. That cost $3,190.88, which was also paid through the grant. We got. I'm also looking into the AWC's website for the park's annual inspection. Like a report that they can go through the park and update, let us know if there's anything that needs to be fixed or anything like that. So once that's done, I will give that to Public Works and have them go inspect.
That's the insurance company for the city of
Yes.
Washington. What's it called?
AWC.
Yeah. There's no, something in Washington.
Is your mic on?
I don't know. Can you hear me? Was it
No,
green?
it's right
You
there.
push green.
I thought it was green. Is that green now?
There you go. Now it is. Now I can hear you.
Didn't know you couldn't hear me. I can hear me.
My turn.
Okay. That it for the report? Okay, thank you. Move that we accept the report as stated. Like,
You don't have to accept the secretary report, but
all right. Good enough. Let's see, new business, Vision Toledo big community meeting. That's coming up on Thursday, in a couple of days. And Steve and I have been organizing it to whatever extent we are able to. And right now we have about, I'm thinking around 18 to 20 designated speakers, people to talk, but we need some gaps filled in. And one of them is, I'm waiting for something from Brooke Acosta concerning the kids' learning garden down there at the grade school, to talk about that. I'm thinking that we'll just scratch the Steamboat Alley item from the list because Jamie is the main person on that and she is kind of out of commission right now. We won't even mention it, just leave it off the list of people talking. We need someone from the city to talk about any activities that are going on at the park. And what I'm thinking of specifically is the one that a lot of people have been talking about is the kitchen and what's to happen with it. And just let people know that there's an issue with the old kitchen there and something's going to need to be done. So we need somebody, maybe someone in this room, to address that.
I will be gone on Thursday. I will be,
Even though you're in this room.
I'm sorry.
I am already speaking for the survey, so maybe our lovely, wonderful mayor will speak.
Yeah, if I can get some more information on the kitchen, all I got is roughly what Mike and I, we talked to the guy that did the inspection and said it was missing this and this here is rotten and this is not rotten and stuff like that, but that's not very much to go on, but what I need to replace it with, and I don't have a dollar amount, but maybe between Mike Fisher and myself, we'll find some more information by then to maybe, and that's, I know, 2 days from now.
Yeah.
Maybe I can come up with something. I don't know. I'll try.
Okay, yeah, and then you can tell me at the beginning.
Mike's wanting to say something.
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, hey guys, just FYI, Art from ASE will be there this Monday the 16th, and he is going to do the electrical, the panel, and all that stuff. We just got it confirmed and scheduled, so he will be there. I just want to let you guys know.
Mike, is that for the old building that's sitting there now to update the electrical in it?
Yes.
Right, yeah, the breaker box, and also he's got a couple other little small issues around like the barbecue pit and all that stuff. He's gonna take care of some switches and all that stuff that has to be done, by a licensed guy, so.
Is that something that if they update that, we can still use that breaker box on our new, if we build a new building?
Yeah, I'm sure we can convert that over. We talked about that before we went ahead and hired him to do it. The council brought it to the council if they want to, continue on with trying to fix what we have or wait and see if we're going to be able to replace it. They voted to go ahead and spend the money and do the box now, which is, like I said, is fine. The parts he could probably reuse again, or whoever's going to do the kitchen. It'll be new. It'll be all up to date. So there's no reason why they couldn't.
Steve, maybe we're going to bring this up at Lions Club tomorrow night.
Okay.
And possibly, if you have time, you can come by and hear what they have to say and maybe give some input. I don't know. I know we brought it up last night at the Lions Club board, and they were wondering, well, why? Why do we need to do anything at all? And so,
Because of the inspection that we had the guy do, Mike, it's,
I know.
we're sitting on a lawsuit waiting to happen. There's something that falls down, somebody's in there in that kitchen, we're liable. Because now we know there's issues in it that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
So do I Band-Aid fix it? Certain pieces, rotten logs, take them out, replace them with dull logs, have been there for 50 years. That's a good idea.
If that,
If that'll work,
yeah.
if that's sufficient. Or I would like to see a whole metal building, but that's thousands of dollars, probably $1 million, I don't know. But anyway, it's a lot of money.
It's a community, right? We want to have we want to have a lot of input, right? We want to have the Lions Club be part of it, right?
Well, they are part of it. They're just,
Yeah.
they're very crucial part of it, because the Lions Club, it's got their sticker or plaque on that building
Yeah.
also. every year.
One of the questions that came up last night was, well, what happened? How did we get this inspector to come out there, this engineering group to come out there and look at it? Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, I can speak on that. What happened was a resident came to a council meeting twice and complained about some dry rot.
Okay.
And so when I went over to inspect, because it was made it plain to me that I was responsible for anything that happened over there, I found that the pad that the whole thing is sitting on is failing all the way around. The stem walls are cracked. The whole north end is dry rot and probably about 3-4 inches has deteriorated and it sank down in the corner. We did replace the 2 posts on the entrances on each side. So, and that's kind of how that happened. So we got an engineer to come out and look at it. And I think we've already talked about that. Just so the city is covered, and the result of that was it's not going to fall over, today, but if there was an earthquake or wind or a snow load or something like that, it very well could. So, I mean, that's where that's at. So.
Okay. Well, if you can come to the Lions Club meeting tomorrow and kind of explain that, then, then they'll know. And then
Okay.
maybe you guys will have some more information by.
We'll work on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll try to get something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Before the meeting.
Okay.
We can help you write up like a little report.
Sure. Yeah, do something just so that.
Okay.
All right, so I'll leave this. Now, if it turns out that you just can't get anywhere on it, we can just scratch that off of the agenda, but I'm assuming that.
Okay.
Something.
I'll get you what I can get you.
The other thing that we have a blank on, and we talked about this a couple of days ago, is South County Park, and what the hell's going on there, because they canceled the fishing derby.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
What I found out about that is I got a call into a public works director, and he did not return my call yesterday. He did return my call late on my machine, saying he'll try to contact me today, but he hasn't contacted me today so far unless my phone's not going back, if that's possible.
Believe that Jake got in touch with them yesterday and found out they are ripping out the bathrooms
Yes.
completely and redoing them. And
I've just heard that through hearsay also.
Yeah.
So
so,
the sewer line or sewer thing is gonna be torn out, plus the restrooms redone, plus the playground equipment replaced. And I don't know what else that entails. I just heard this from a citizen that found out some information more than I did.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to contact the public works director to find out what actually, because they kind of pulled the rug out from under our feet. He's made about 200 kids cry.
yeah, I
Because
know,
this has been posted for over a week.
right?
It's been posted over a week that we had our sign for fishing derby, and now they canceled it. So, and as far as the park, Mike, I don't know.
Okay.
Obviously, they're putting this kind of money into it. You gotta maintain and keep it up. As far as I know.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and invest into it.
If we're gonna invest something
News.
into it, they gotta hang on to it.
That's good news, yeah. But, so we need to have somebody there on Thursday night.
I hope he comes there. He's come before,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. Josh Metcalf,
Josh. Okay.
he's the public works director.
I bet there's still gonna be people that show up.
Is the South County Park, does that have something to do with the city? I mean, what is,
No, nothing, no city ties at all, Mike.
yeah, that's.
The county's trying to give it to the city,
Right,
then we can't.
yeah, we don't have the-
We got trouble keeping up with our own city stuff.
well, that's why I was wondering why you guys, are talking about the South County city meeting right now, but I didn't think we had. anything.
Well, the county many years ago wanted to give that
Right.
to,
But as of right now, we don't have.
no ties to it. Well, we do have one little tie, and that's the water sample we agreed to take up on the county's behalf, so they wouldn't have to send a guy down here to pick up the water sample, take it back. So as we take our samples up, is that correct, Mike? Not correct?
No, all we are doing are the daily residuals for their chlorine. They have to chlorine inject like we do in our system. We did not take on the role to take their samples or do any changes to their system. They have some issues with their water system over there, and it's needs to be addressed. And that's going to be through them. All we really agreed to do was go over and take the chlorine residual every day, and then if it's out of whack, we report to them. That's as far as we go.
Okay, stand corrected.
Okay, so there was a minor involvement by the city, but very minor. Now, do you know anything about this tearing up the sewer system and all that stuff, Mike?
Yeah, we met with Connie first of the week, and she's the new parks and rec person over there. And because they wanted to open up the park again, but then they ended up getting a grant. And so they're going to try to do some work over there. And they were kind of feeling around to see just to what extent we would do in their water system. And I basically said, there's really nothing that we can do, especially now at this point in time, except for take the residuals. So, and they're going to contact the city because we had an agreement with them last year that got passed through the council that we would go ahead and do the residuals, which, I mean, if it's only, 15 minutes, it's, zip over there, take the residual, that's one thing, but it was turning into a couple hours because the residuals weren't staying within the perimeters. So that's why I told them that we needed to have a meeting this year before we did that so that they could get some things corrected. We just don't have time to spend a couple hours a day over there.
Right. Okay. Well, sounds like Mayor, you and Mike need to be in contact.
Yeah.
Okay. Three other blanks that I have in the schedule for the whole thing here is the Texas 4000. Jill, do you know anything about that? No.
Yep.
No. We got. I think it was Michelle that said okay on it.
I think it got sent, the email got sent off to Division Toledo, and
Yeah.
I don't know where it went after that.
Yeah, we said yeah.
We haven't heard back anything.
What is that?
Well, my understanding, correct me on this, is that on July the 13th, a bunch of cheerleaders from Texas are coming through, and they're going to stay at the park, and they are trying to raise money for cancer. And apparently they figured that
It wasn't cheerleaders, it was bicyclists.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're cheerleading bicycles.
Are there 4,000 of them?
No.
No, they're traveling like 4,000 miles.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, there's 4,000 taking over Toledo. Ah,
So I don't know what they expect from us other than the use of the park.
Haven't heard from them.
We
So.
better maybe pencil that in for the July the 13th, at least see if they're.
Isn't that like Tuesday or?
It's right after Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Tuesday.
It's like a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going the opposite direction. They're heading north up to, I think they were going to Alaska. weren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, the other next thing was the Bluegrass Festival, which is scheduled for the 12th and through the 14th of August. I assume that's what it is. And General wasn't going to be able to be at the meeting, so I've asked him to send me some information so I can relay it to people. The last one is the walk in the park. We got to have somebody talk about the walk in the park.
Jill,
We'll come up with something.
Okay.
We can tie it in with the survey.
Well, Well, you're
It'll
gonna
be your
have a
first walk in
spot,
the park.
you're gonna have a spot on the
You'll be
agenda
roasted for
specifically
sure.
for the walk in the park.
Can we just tie it together so we only have to talk once?
You can show the shirt and the all the rest. Okay, anyhow, so we got a bunch of stuff scheduled there. I talked to the principal at the high school. He's gonna set up microphones. They can, electrically, they make the bleachers come out, and they're theater bleachers in that they're not like you have in the gym. They have a back to it, a seat that you can sit in. So they're gonna come out, and they can bring them out however far they want. They want to take them all the way to the stage, so they can bring out like 4 rows, 6 rows. So we'll figure we'll have people sitting there, and then people who are gonna speak, there'll be a couple of microphones on the floor on stands, so if people aren't handling it, they just come up and talk. And then I'll have an extra mic that I can walk around with. So, and we've got, we'll start out with the community projects, which are like the library and the common ground and all that stuff. And then also the events. And then we'll have an open mic after a little break for anybody who wants to talk about whatever they want to talk. 3 minutes. Talk all you want for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
So, like fire department, if they want to say something over that. The public works director, if he wants to speak to the group. Yeah.
I guess we're just trying to maintain at this point. You use volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that one of the reasons we even do this is that there's always this thing about, it's always the same 10 people that are doing it.
It is.
And when we run through all of this, we see, it might be 10, but it's 10 here, 10 here, 10 here. It's different people. They're all over the place. People are doing stuff. From your own little thing that you do, it seems like there's only 10 people, but there's a whole bunch of 10 people out there. And,
That's true.
so
That's a good thing.
yeah, it's a lot of people involved in doing stuff. Okay, moving on the agenda, old business, park plan update. What do you got for that, Sally?
So, we're still waiting on more surveys. As of right now, we have 23 that have been returned to us. We've handed them out during the census. Thursday market, we've set a stack of them out there. My kids and I, we went and put them on door hangers of houses. So next, we're gonna hand them out at the big town meeting, and I will talk about asking if we can get more feedback. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. You don't have to say hardly anything. You just say, this is what we're doing, and we need information. By the way, how did the census thing turn out? Did you
We actually have less than what we thought.
get?
Yeah.
We made up some of the 100 difference, but
Yeah.
I think we were like 687.
Needed?
No, like our population is 687. It went from 725 to 687. So, but they had us at like 625. So,
So it's under 700.
Mhm.
Wow.
Vader has more people than we do.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But after the big town meeting, we're going to get more surveys, and then I can complete it and present it the next meeting.
Yeah. Good. I see old business kitchen replacement plan. We already talked about that. Any other business?
Yeah, I got it. Just a couple little things. One's for Mike. I went to use the drop for the trailers down at the park. Do you know that's broke?
What was it?
The sewer drop for the trailers down at the park. It
You
looks
mean
like
You mean the dump station?
Yeah, the dump station, the pipes broke going down in it. If you look, it's off about a half a pipe.
No, I didn't know that. Somebody
Yeah,
must have banged it.
Yeah, it looks like the concrete tile that it's, on, looks like it got moved probably 2 or 3 inches. So the pipe's actually not hooked up the correct way.
Not centered.
Yeah. One other thing is, when we start having people dump stuff for our gardens and stuff for our parks, we need to make sure our stuff's dumped on city park or city property, not on private property, and then they go hire a tractor and move their bark and stuff so they can mow their grass, which happened over here at the park. And I'm sure it was from the contractor dumped their chips and didn't know, but if we're gonna do that, we really need to make sure we have
I think that was done by PUD, Mike, when they did that chipping of that tree on Second Street.
yeah, I think maybe Over might have did it, but anyway, it had to get moved. I was asked to say something, but it got moved. The chips got moved.
Well,
So,
we did move some on Augustus, but,
well, this was right here at the jail.
because there was some bark up on the sidewalk. And we didn't know about it, but they complained about it, so I sent Mike and the guy.
Oh,
down there,
yeah, down.
And they cleaned that up off the sidewalk for, because we didn't dump it, but we moved it back.
And I think Mike, he probably knows, I hauled a couple loads of firewood logs down to the sewer lagoon. And that is, so if we haul from the county, if we haul logs, we have to take them to a burn pit. We can't cut firewood. So as long as we give them to a nonprofit, so I dumped them down there. So if somebody can go down and wants to cut it for the park, the woodshed at the park, there's a couple cord of wood down there.
We also had Paul pull up a couple of saw logs to the stack to the woodshed, and he did not cut it up, but it's there for us, for Lions Club or anybody to cut up and put it back in the woodshed also, if they want to do that too.
That's something you can bring up tomorrow night.
Okay.
And then I have one other thing about our little parks around. I don't know, I can't remember the guy's name, but he made the rust art, and I'm assuming he donated it and stuff, the fish and different stuff.
Ron Smith.
Yeah,
Passed away.
right. Rust art is to be rust art, not for somebody to take, you can't spray paint it. So I don't know who painted that fish downtown, but it looks like garbage. If we have any other rust art, it's supposed to be rust art. I don't want to see it painted, so that's what I mean.
That was me.
It looks like crap.
I weeded it on the bottom, that's all I did.
Oh, well, yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. There was one other thing, I can't remember what it was. Shelley said she was hoping that you'd bring it up. I can't remember what it was now.
You?
Yeah, something that was brought up at council, but I can't remember what it was.
Goodness.
Oh, what do you know about the Indians wanting to put signs up in our
Oh, yeah,
parks?
there was,
Cal's shred.
the
Yeah,
Cowboys
the
tribe
Cowboys.
came, and they, they just wanted to know if the city would be interested in, us having interest in wanting to put signs about the history of the natives and what they were about in the city of Toledo. And I was like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I just,
But I don't know, I mean, the thing is like, that's a whole deal that, it has to be researched, you have to know exactly where it goes, what side of the.
right, there's a lot
Like,
of
there's a whole-
signage.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that has to be
So I
researched
just
and it's
didn't
not
know
a
if we
flippant
doing
thing.
something else.
Yeah,
If we knew anything else about that.
Yeah, no, so.
They're in the very, very beginning stages.
Yeah,
So
no, they
they're,
came with an idea and he said, that's cool, so.
They also asked me about the Teapot Dome out here at South Jackson. And once again, I'm trying to get hold of Josh, because the county owns that intersection. And the state and the county joins up to the state. state's got setback rules. I don't know how many rules the county's got for setbacks. And I don't know, they want to put a reader board out there and just, it's a pretty good sized triangle, really. So
I know the state, because this is a scenic highway, they're really fussy
Oh, yeah,
on
they
the
don't
sign.
want us running nothing.
Yeah, so anyway, that's all I want to say. That's all I got.
Although the state setbacks, you might have a space that's the size of this room in the middle of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, still a pretty good space.
Okay, any other business? Anyone?
Yes,
Yes, oh,
I would like to ask if I can raise money to Vision Toledo Lions Club or whoever donations. How come I gotta go through the park board to get the okay? And then the park board's gotta go through the council to get the okay? Then I finally get the okay to do what I want to do in the park to make it better. Can I skip the other two loops that I gotta jump through if I got the money donated? Yes,
If the money is donated for a specific project, then it just, I mean, you would basically inform them. If you're asking for projects of what to do, they would make the recommendation to the council and the council approves. If yes, you can do it, no, you can't. Park board is just making the recommendations of what they would like to see done. They're the advisory board, just like planning commission. It's an advisory board to make suggestions. The
What do you
council
want them done?
chooses.
What do you want to do?
I gotta dig out some of that mud around the track and put in some new rock. It's gonna cost us money. We haul the rock and stuff with our own trailer. I wanna put up a couple of 16-foot gates where that new entrance was that we have where our drop site is. There's a big entrance there. We opened up for Bluegrass last year. It worked really well for the big campers to get out that way on the 6th Street or 5th Street real easy. So I'd like to put up a couple of 16-foot metal gates, tubulars. And right now they're on sale at Home Depot. I think it's where Mike found them for 100 and some bucks, 130 bucks for two 16-foot gates, powder coated and everything. And we'll put it up just to have them open wide enough to let the traffic go out that way. So they're trying to make that turn to get out. They can't make it. There's no way they can make it. So instead of that cable and those ballards, I think 2 nice gates there would give them plenty of room, and they could swing both ways to open up, let those big campers get out.
As far as I'm concerned, that is a maintenance thing. I mean, I was on that track the other day and yeah, it's muddy. It needs some of the mud off and it needs a fresh coater off, yes. As far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna do something like that, I don't think that you have to go through all the stuff to do it. It's a maintenance, right?
Absolutely.
Part of
Yeah,
it is
it's-
maintenance, but it has to be budgeted still.
If he gets donations for it,
If he gets donations for it, then I mean,
it's a maintenance.
It's a
thing.
maintenance, yeah.
We shouldn't have to,
yeah.
we shouldn't have to say, okay, well, we'll do this. or-
And then you could go, hey, at the council meeting, we could come to the park board and be like, oh, we got a donation of $5,000 for gravel. This is what we did,
Right.
It
but I
was
mean,
because that was
it's-
specific there,
I
but
don't think that you have to go through.
Well, it's
the
like
council.
Mike and I talked, that I'm not gonna disgrace the park. I'm gonna make it better, however I can make it better, especially if I get donation money to do it. I just didn't wanna come and say, well, here's a nice, beautiful sunny day and I can't do nothing but.
But I think the park board and our council members and stuff, that's if we want to do something totally 100% different.
different, yeah,
Like we want to put a baseball field and take out 500 trees.
yes.
I mean,
yes.
what you're talking about is maintenance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cable barricade that you got, I know exactly what he's talking about. It's hokey. It's gonna take one guy to go over there without a pair of gloves on, poke his hand with that wire. And that's a safety issue, so you need new gates there. The mud issue, somebody's gonna slip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a maintenance issue. If you can get things donated to have those
Yes.
jobs done, I'm happy for it.
Yeah, the thing that you have to do is, like you said, if you were going to do updates to the kitchen that were not maintenance, like the whole electrical thing that we went through and recommended and council approved because they budgeted for that. They didn't budget for extra rock for the road.
Right,
That wasn't in there. So, but if you got donations for it, they would, I mean, that wouldn't have to be,
okay,
Basically, what Jill is saying, there's procedures you have to follow.
yes.
And
Well-
if you could follow them,
But
great.
if you say, I am donating these two
Right.
gates and this thing of rock for you to do this, this, and this, and I'm like, hey, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
So stuff like that, nobody's gonna
Yeah.
be upset about, but if you're gonna go in and, totally knock in more campsites without everybody approving where they go and what they're gonna do to them, that would be a concern.
I'd
But
say if there was 4 loads of rock on there next week that you got donated, I'd walk up to say, Steve, nice job.
yeah,
okay.
I
Thank
don't
you.
see- I don't see an issue,
Yeah.
right? You see an issue with it?
Thank you.
But that's.
More
if it's
importantly,
donated.
if it's donated,
That is
more
only if
importantly,
it's
does
donated.
Jill
Yeah.
see an issue with it? Because that's-
that is if it is donated, because the money that is budgeted for other projects already.
If
So-
donation, if somebody donates you 10 loads of rock to replace those, then don't say, no, I can't have it.
Yes,
Say it when you bring it in.
Yeah. All right.
yes,
And just
That's my
let
question.
the chief over there know that you're gonna do it, and that way if you got need the backhoe or
Oh, I-
whatever.
I talk to Mike almost every day, so we're in contact a lot. I like to keep it that way, because everybody knows we're on the same page, what everybody's doing.
Exactly.
And the park looks nice in the end when we get done.
Okay.
I will
Anything else?
tell you, Steve, that I will donate 1 loader up
Okay.
and the trucking to it. That's a value of about $350.
Yeah, so it is. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
I gotta get the mud out first, Mike.
Let me know.
All right,
I can only let it happen at certain times when the truck's available, but
Okay.
I will donate 1 loader.
all right, thank you.
Okay. Adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:42.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
I second.
Gotta have a second. Yeah.
All in favor?
Yar.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
I always pirate my meetings.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thanks, Mike.
See ya. Have fun.
See you tomorrow.
Don't forget about that pipe.
We'll take care of it probably tomorrow.